And now, live from Laurel, Maryland, USA, the Silicon Trailer Park, it's snack time.
Good afternoon. It's 3:15, and I have got another great 5-minute snack just for you. Just for you out there. Just for you. Today we're going to do part 2 in our series, Living in the Land of the Insane. The land of the insane. Yes. First we had Grandma, then we had my family, and then now Carla, our good friend Carla, the beautiful hostess of Cyber Love. I'm going to use one of her family members in today's tale. Today's tale about the land of the insane. Anyway, let's get to the story. The year was 1990, and Carla and I were going with some other friends to see the Addams Family, the first Addams Family movie. At the time, Carla's aunt, Marta Alalena from El Salvador, was visiting and staying with Carla and her family. You see, Marta Alalena is a schizophrenic. When she had been a young girl, she had ran away, and she'd wanted to become a nun, and she said, I want to be a nun. And in El Salvador, for whatever reason, I guess they just didn't want her to be a nun, and I think something happened to her in the woods, but no one knows what. But when they found her, like 2 weeks later, she was roaming in the woods, writhing her hands and looking around her, and Marta Alalena was never the same. Now, Carla's mother was good enough, a good sister to Marta Alalena, and she took her in for half the year, and the family just loved her. Let's talk about her habits. Marta Alalena would love to sit on the couch in Carla's house, the house of Carla's mother, and she would cross her leg, and she would watch her 2 favorite TV shows, Saved by the Bell and Oprah Winfrey. She just loved Oprah and Saved by the Bell. The funny thing is that Marta didn't really understand exactly what was going on, but she loves Oprah. So you'd say, Marta Alalena, how are you doing? Hello, Terry. Hello. And I'd say, what are you watching? And she'd say, Saved by the Bell. And just loved it. So one day, before I'd ever met her, Carla was being a little devious. So she invited Marta Alalena to see the Addams Family with a group of friends, not telling me that she had invited her schizophrenic aunt. So I was ready to go. I see Carla's car pulling up to pick me up. I open the door and I say, bye, Dad, and I turn around to leave the house, and there's this woman on my front porch, and she's looking at me, this weird, twisted face. Her eyes are bugging out of her head, and she's like, hello, and behind her is Carla cracking up, and Carla's like, this is Marta. This is Marta Alalena. So we're sitting in the movie, and it's a very serious scene in the Addams Family. We're Morticia's in the graveyard with is it Gomez? And they're talking and having a very serious conversation, and it's very quiet in the theater. And all of a sudden, Marta Alalena turns to me and she says, so, your mother is dead? And of course, I didn't know what she was talking about. And I looked at her and I didn't want her to feel overly crazy or uncomfortable. So I said, well, I know, Marta Alalena, my mother is quite alive and quite fine. But thank you for asking. So later after the movie, Carla was curious. She said, Marta Alalena, why did you ask Terry if his mother was dead? And Marta Alalena goes, well, Carla, when he left the house, he said, bye, Father, but he did not say, bye, Mother. So I thought she was dead. Another cute little thing about Marta Alalena that makes me think she lives in the land of the insane, is that she has this disdain for people who take off their shoes in public. Now, you see, she was staying with Carla's father also, and after a long day of work, he just wanted to come home, kick back in his recliner and watch some TV. So he'd strip off his shoes and his socks, and she would sit there on the couch and look at him, this look of death. She would cross her leg over, and I watched this happen. It's hilarious, and she would just look at him like, and he'd go, Marta Alalena, what's wrong? And she'd be like, your shoes. So Carla, of course, Carla, who likes to go in there and kind of ruffle things up with her dad, Marta Alalena, just to be fun, would say, Marta, Alalena, look, did you know that Dad took off his shoes? And she'd go, mm-hmm. But Carla also did a lot of sweet things for Marta Alalena. She decided to nurture Marta Alalena's artistic side, so she went to the store and bought paper. And I know we're almost out of time, so I'm going to try to get this story out. She went and bought paper, and she said, Marta Alalena, I want you to draw. I want you to be an artist. And she said, oh, thank you, Carla. So she would take these magic markers, and every day she'd draw the same exact thing. Line after line, row after row, page after frickin' page of these tiny, obsessive-compulsive little houses with this weird little tilted roof, a little door, and one window to the right of the door. But she would all make them the same exact color. She'd shade them in like with an orange staccato roof, and the houses would get smaller. It was just like in The Shining when Wendy finds Jack's novel, and it says, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. Page after page after page. And when she showed you the drawings, she couldn't just show you the first page, no. You'd say, Marta Alalena,